Nobody tagged me, but I'm doing it anyway. Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so as I already said, no one tagged me, but I'm doing this one anyway. It is the Ride or Die tag. It got me thinking, what, if all of my makeup was going to be taken away except for these core pieces, what would I really choose? Like any real makeup lover, I have a ton of stuff, and a lot of it, unfortunately, I use a couple of times and then put it away or give it away to somebody. And so this really makes you think, like, what is your ride or die? What are the things that if they were to go away, never to be found again, you would just die? All right, so here we go. Let's dive in. First one is primer. I don't really use a primer. I use my sunscreen. It acts as a primer. It makes my skin very smooth and soft, and I have sun protection. So 99% of the time, this is all that's on my face between me and my foundation. If I'm wearing something that's extremely dewy, I will go in with the Makeup Forever Step 1, the mattifying formula. Or if I'm wearing something that is super hella matte, or like the 1 or 2 days a year where my skin feels dehydrated and dry, I will use this Too Faced Hangover RX one. And I have had this for months and I still have like half of it left, so that is how infrequently I use it. Alright, next up, foundation. My Ride or Die foundation, I would have to say, is one of my own making. I had to make this concoction of a few different products and it works for me. And I'll show you that first. But then I have like two like other store-bought ones that I would use. We'll get into that. So the first one is a concoction. So I just take like a little sample jar like this and fill it with, this is the old bottle, but the Revlon Colorstay. It is the Combo Oily Skin Formula, and it is in the color Toast. Toast is a really good skin color match for me, but the undertone makes me look ashy. So to warm that up just a bit, I filled this almost full up to the top with the Toast, the Revlon Colorstay and Toast. I'll put like 1 to 1.5 squirts of the MAC Prolong Wear Concealer in NC45 in it. Stir it with just like a bobby pin or something, and that's my foundation. That stays on, it doesn't transfer, it helps control oil to some degree. I mean, it's just, I could do this and none of it's coming off my face. It is my true ride or die. But since that is two different products, oh, and also because that can look a little flat and excuse me, too matte, I will dot some of this Lumi stuff on in each little quadrant of my face and then buff it in. It's perfection. Alright, but if I had to choose like a store-bought one that's already made up, say like all the bottles of Colorstay got busted in the zombie apocalypse or something, I would choose between one of these two. For the spring, summer, and some of fall, the Lancome Nude Miracle. And this has a little dropper formula. It's really light. I can't feel it. I can't say that it helps control oil, but I don't get super oily when I'm wearing this. So I guess for me, it does a little bit. It's the perfect color. It is in 450N suede. I don't have to do anything to it. Just dot it on my face, buff it in, I'm good to go. In the winter and fall when it starts to get cold, and I don't think they make this anymore, it is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere. It's a little bit light, but I find that once it settles, give it like 5 or 10 minutes, it's perfect. And this is one of the only foundations that I can put on in the morning before work a whole day, come home, change clothes, eat, lay around like a slug watching Netflix or something on TV, usually a housewives show or something, and then I'll get up to go wash my hands or go to the bathroom or something and look in the mirror and be a little stunned, like, wow, makeup still looks pretty good. I don't believe make this anymore. I can't find it online anymore. I think they're replacing it or have replaced it with Perfection Lumiere Velvet or something. And I don't think they make this color. It is in the color Amber Beige, and it's number 54. And I know when I bought this a while ago, they didn't have it in my Macy's. She had to call around to a couple different Chanel counters and then have it shipped to my house. So I feel like even then it was a bit of a hot mess. But now I can't wear this in the summer because it's a little too oily. It makes me a little too oily. But in the winter, it's beautiful. Love it. Next up is concealer, and for me, there is no substitute. It is the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. I have it in the color SC6. This is what it looks like. It is kind of like a more peachy color and then a more skin tone color. This will cover up anything on my face that I want covered up. I love it, and it lasts all day, and it covers it up so well. Like, it's truly camouflage. Like, you get a little concealer brush, and I usually go between the two and dab it on to brown marks or zits or whatever, even a little under the eye, and just really warm it up. It doesn't move, it doesn't crease. I set it with some powder, and it is there until I wipe it off at the end of the day. Like, you have to literally physically wipe it off. It's lovely. It is a really hard, almost like hard clay-like formula. So you do have to warm it up on your, on your fingers or on your hand or something first. Beautiful. Love it. Can't be without it. Next up is face powder. I love the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I also use this for setting concealer under my eyes. So this checks that box as well. It's too expensive, I feel like, for what it is. Like, it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit when I go to buy it, but it lasts for a really long time. And they also, at the little in line in Sephora, they have little ones you can also buy too to try it out. It's not as much. It's still like $22 or $24, so it's still not cheap, but I love this stuff. It's lovely. It's lovely. So we have blush. I should have brought the new one down. I'm thinking, just as I'm sitting here getting ready to tell you about it, because this one has beyond hit pan. But it is Diffused Heat by Hourglass. Like I said, I have the color Diffused Heat. You can see I have beyond hit pan, but I'm not throwing this out until it's completely empty. That's how much I love this. I'm wearing it now. It's just this nice, glowy, very just rosy, happy color, and I love it. And you can kind of see it in the on the edges, but I love it. I will not be without this blush. Love it to death. Next up is bronzer on the tag list. I don't really use bronzer, so I substituted eyeliner for it. And as far as pencil eyeliners are concerned, nothing quite compares to Milani Liquid Eye. It's cheap as chips. It lasts all day. It's beautiful. I love it. In terms of like a gel liner, also cheap as chips, lasts all day, super black. I love it. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner 24 Hour. It looks like this. They still sell it. I checked. I have had this for a long time, and it looks like almost none is missing, and it's still wet, and I've had this long beyond the expiration date. I'm just saying, I have. I love it. It's great. Next up is highlighters. I don't really use highlighters too much because my blush, that Hourglass blush, just adds a nice glow naturally, so I don't usually use it. But if I want a little extra something something, I love this Becca, what is this called? Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Spotlight in Opal. Just a little bit of that, blend it in. Perfect. But usually if I want something and I just want a little extra something something, I will use this Hourglass Ambient Powder Trio. any or all colors, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really show up differently on my skin, but I love that as well. Alright, so now we're talking about mascara. My first favorite is the Maybelline Supersizer Mascara. I don't have it. I'm out. I haven't gotten to the store yet to get another one. I like the waterproof formula, but I just love it. I think it works really well. But what I loved to death before I found that was this one from Prestige. It's called My Blackest Lashes. This as well is only about $6 or $7. You can get it at Ulta. It's, like I said, the Prestige brand. It plumps them up, makes them thick. It's really black. And I don't think this is waterproof, but it doesn't come off super easily. So I feel like it's water resistant to a degree, but I love this stuff as well. Next up is lipstick, and if you watched my top 10 favorite lipsticks video, I think it was the first YouTube video I put up about a year or so ago, you will know that it is YSL Rouge Volupté Shine in number 7. It is, the color is called Rose Infinite. It looks like this, and I love it. I love it almost as much as if I had given birth to it. It's beautiful. Lasts all day. Just love it. Next up is liquid lipsticks. And to be honest, I don't wear a whole lot of liquid lipsticks. They're not my favorite. However, I recently discovered, as you will know if you watched my last video, the big old haul, the Bare Minerals liquid lipsticks, the Gen Nude collection, I love it. I have 2 colors here. One is in Scandal and one is in Icon. Icon is like just, doesn't erase my lips in a bad way, but it's like hella nude, like legit nude. Scandal has a deeper color. Beautiful. I love them both very much. They do transfer, however, they stay on the lips a good long time, and when they do start to fade, they fade evenly from like the center out. Love them. Highly recommend them. Next up is gloss, and my all-time favorite gloss is the MAC Cream Sheen Glass in the color Delight. I love this so very much. This was also in that lipstick video as well. I have to swatch it for you because I just really love it. That is perfection to me, in my opinion. Sheer perfection. Love it. I mean, what else is there to say? It's just wonderful. Next on the list are lashes, and I don't wear a ton of lashes in everyday normal life. I find that I have to wear them when I'm filming a video, otherwise my lashes just don't show up at all. They're probably not really showing up now, but these are the lashes that I prefer. They are Ardell brand. This one in this pack are the 110s, and I also showed these in my last haul video. And these ones are the ones I have on now, and they are 21s. They are just super light and flirty, and I love them. They look the most natural to me, so I love it. I love them. Next on the list is eyeshadow palette. And I have to be honest, I don't buy a whole lot of eyeshadow palettes because I want an eyeshadow palette that I can do a whole eye look in or on with. And so many of them, they're just either not everyday wearable or a crucial color is missing. I only really like warm colors, and so then that's another struggle. I just tend to not be bothered. If I had to pick a pre-made palette and I didn't bring them down, I have 2. The first one would be the Modern Renaissance palette. I can make a whole eye look with just that palette. That is perfect to me. Another one is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, the semi-sweet one. I could do a whole look with that as well. Not quite as versatile for me and my particular eyeshadow applying abilities as the Modern Renaissance palette, but I like those too. But if it was ride or die, if I had to choose, I would choose my own. I have a Z palette here, and the colors that I use most are this one from MAC. They don't even make this anymore. It's called Swinging, but I've had it for years and I love it. It's a perfect highlight color. The middle one right here is Bamboo. They do still make that one. It is a color that I put all over my lids. It doesn't even show up. It's the same color as my lids pretty much. And it's the one that I lay down first right after eyeshadow primer so that every other color blends perfectly. And then in the crease is this one. I always use Corduroy. I love it. I can make my neutral eye look with those 3 eyeshadows alone almost without looking. Like, it's just beautiful. All right. Most of the other ones of these are Makeup Geek shadows. I love those as well, but those 3 ones from MAC are perfection. Now, because they don't make this one anymore, there are a few shadows that I found that are comparable to this one. One of them is in the Tartelette palette. It's the one of the top pale colors. It's very close to this. And they have pretty much this whole range in that palette, so I do like that palette as well, but nothing quite compares to these 3 colors: Swinging, Bamboo, and Corduroy. Ah, perfection. Next up is setting spray, and no surprise, I think probably for a lot of people it's going to be the same. Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. It's the best that I've tried anyway. Love it. And I added another one onto the category. I added fragrance. I like not a lot of fragrances. I usually have about 3 or so in rotation, but the one I always go back to that I have used for almost 20 years, or right about at 20 years, is this one from Guerlain. It is Champs-Élysées. I love it. It is just all kinds, just everything wonderful in a perfume, in my opinion. It's florally, it's light. I get like a soapy undertone, so it smells clean like soap. It's kind of in the middle, in my opinion, between being like a young scent and a mature scent. It's kind of walking the line right in the middle. They don't really make this too much anymore, or if they do, not in my area. I have to get this from like one of those kiosks in the mall, or from like fragrance.net or something like that. But oh my god, it's beautiful. If you are near one of those kiosks and you see this, just ask them if you can smell it. It's just, it's everything to me. Everything. And every time I wear this with a man in my life, he always comments about how wonderful it smells, or I smell. But yeah, Champs-Élysées, Guerlain. This stuff is the bomb. Okay, so that's it. That's the ride or die tag from my perspective. How about you? If you make YouTube videos and you're watching this, do a ride or die tag and link it down below so we can all watch it. I love watching these videos to see what other people like and what they're enjoying, what they would ride hard for. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. Make your own video. Link it down below. Whatever. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I will see you soon, and much love to you. Bye.